You've just received your TRAK Kayak and are preparing to assemble it for the first time. My name's Caleb. Let's walk through the process together. When loading and removing your TRAK bag from a vehicle or luggage area, take advantage of the carry straps conveniently located for this purpose. Next, choose a location close to the water that offers relatively flat ground, free from sharp objects like oysters, barnacles, and glass. Before opening the bag, remove the guides and warning sheets included with your kayak. Take some time to review your owner's manual and setup guide for detailed instructions. When ready, unzip the TRAK rolling bag and conduct a brief inventory. Inside the TRAK bag, you'll find the seat and back band for your TRAK, the TRAK Coaming, a handmade TRAK skin, carbon fiber ribs, 2 folded 7000 series aluminum frames, 3 micro hydraulic jacks, 2 optional adjustable hip pads, 2 adjustable thigh braces, either our standard or large version, an optional sea-sock, a custom spray deck, 2 gear flotation dry bags, either our 60-liter standard version or 40-liter expedition version, and a lubricant spray bottle with refill. In addition to your TRAK kayak, you may choose to store additional paddling gear in the TRAK rolling bag, including a multi-piece paddle, PFD, dry suit, bilge pump, paddle float, throw rope, and other essential items. The TRAK rolling bag is intentionally designed with extra room. Once you're confident that you have all the parts you need, unfold the TRAK skin and open the Keder. If the Keder handle feels stiff, consider applying some MX5 lubricant with a cloth. Now let's prepare your frames. To accelerate the assembly process, grasp the black end of either frame and lift it above your head to let gravity do most of the work. You can stand on a log, stump, or bench to make this easier. Next, lay the frames on the ground near the skin. Double check each joint and ensure that each push button has been engaged. Each frame contains 4 push buttons. Next, attach your carbon fiber ribs to their corresponding frame, based on color. We'll start with the small ribs first. Identify the TRAK A arrow and point it towards its respective black tip. Then, identify the bottom of the rib and match it to the keel tube on your frame. From there, work in a circle to join each ball stud to its corresponding slot on each rib, taking note of iconography. Be careful not to overextend the ball joints attached to the tip of each frame. These are designed to pop out to prevent permanent damage in the event of overextension. Once the small ribs are in place, transition to the large ribs. Again, identify the TRAK A arrow and point it to each respective tip. In the case of the large red rib, the steel lock pin should also face the stern tip. Each large rib has 3 through holes. Start by inserting the keel tube through the bottom hole, followed by the holes for each gunnel tube at the top left and top right. Lock each large rib in place by attaching the remaining poles using the ball studs on the large ribs. Now it's time to insert the frames into the skin. You may choose to apply a small amount of the provided lubricant to the tips of each frame to make assembly and disassembly smoother, especially for your first time. Insert the blue bow frame into the forward section of the skin. To avoid strain, get low, place a foot or knee on the skin, and use your body weight to push the frame into the skin. Stop pushing once the rib is close to the coaming gasket. We'll let the hydraulic jacks do the hard work in future steps. If your goal is to complete an A to B trip or pack up your kayak somewhere different than where you started, you may want to bring your TRAK rolling bag with you. In this case, remove the hard plastic backing from your TRAK bag and place it under the frames. This is easiest done by inserting the backing under the blue frame before inserting the red frame. Next, insert the red stern frame using the same technique. Stop pushing when the large red rib aligns with the coaming gasket. Next, it's time to install your kayak's coaming. If you're setting up your TRAK for the first time, consider attaching your standard or large thigh braces to the coaming. Refer to the info sheet included with your TRAK and use a Phillips head screwdriver to modify the placement of your thigh braces as needed. Once your coaming is ready, identify the duckbill and insert it into the gap in your large blue rib. Test to ensure the duckbill is locked in place, align the back of the coaming with the top center tube of your stern frame, and prepare the skin's gasket around the coaming, as you see here. It's now time to connect the 2 frame sections and interlock them with the coaming. To do this, we'll use the hydraulic jacks as tools. Each hydraulic jack is identical and interchangeable. We'll start by inserting a jack directly into the gap between the gunnel frame tubes, either the top left or top right side of the kayak. Close the valve and repeatedly pump that jack handle until there is sufficient space to allow the black seat pillar on that side of the kayak to slide into the corresponding red frame tube. Open the valve on that first side jack to decompress it. Insert a second hydraulic jack directly into the gap between the gunnel frame tubes on the other side of the kayak, making sure the colors match. Depending on the generation of your TRAK, you may need to add a pump or two to engage the second side jack into your frames. Once the second side jack is engaged between the bow and stern frame, close the valve and repeatedly pump that jack handle until there is sufficient space to allow the black seat pillar on that side of the kayak to slide into the corresponding red frame tube. Once both frames are connected, open the valve on the jack to decompress it. This will reduce tension on the frame, bringing the kayak to a neutral position. Now that the bow and stern frames are linked, it's time to embed them deep within the skin while simultaneously locking down the coaming and sealing the coaming gasket. We'll use the hydraulic jacks to do this work. First, identify the coaming lock pin, located on the large red rib. Take extra care during this process to ensure that this pin passes through the lock hole on your coaming. To extend your jacks, close the valve levers on each jack and apply equal numbers of pumps to each jack handle. We suggest 2 pumps at a time on each side. As additional pumps are added, take note of how the coaming lock pin moves towards the coaming lock hole. When the pin gets close, take extra care to ensure precise alignment. Once the pin appears embedded into the coaming lock hole, stop pumping the side jacks. You can now push them down and slide them out of the way. Next, insert the center jack, also known as the keel jack. In most cases, you will need to create additional space between the keel tubes before the jack will fit. Use one or both of the dimples provided on the large ribs to add a few extra pumps and push each frame deeper into the skin. Once you can insert the jack into position between your keel frame tubes, leave that jack in place with minimal extension and slide it to the side to make seat installation easier. Now that the 2 frames are linked, lift each seat pillar component to engage with its corresponding seat pillar lock on the coaming. You may choose to take this time to insert your flotation bags and other gear into your TRAK. To inflate quickly, open the bag like a sock, spin in a circle to collect air, then roll the top tightly and neatly to create a seal upon closure. Expedition grade bags feature a tie-zip closure for extra peace of mind. Taller paddlers may need to add extra rolls to their bow flotation bag to leave room for their feet. Add additional air as needed using the inflation tubes. It is essential that you always paddle with flotation bags properly installed and inflated within your TRAK kayak. Make sure to close the valves on your flotation bags and store them out of the way for paddling. Additional smaller dry bags may fit behind your seat as needed. This may also be an ideal time to insert your TRAK rolling bag into the kayak. Many find that it fits well behind the seat, while others choose to store it inside a flotation bag. Once you're satisfied with your internal storage, it's time to close your Keder. To protect yourself from strain, sit on the kayak and pull the Keder handle towards yourself. When you reach the final few inches of the Keder closure, take care to align the skin material to create 2 parallel lines. If your Keder cords are aligned, lift the Keder handle up as you pull towards yourself, allowing the lock nut under the Keder handle to embed behind the coaming. It's finally time to install the TRAK seat. You can do this before, during, or after inserting the flotation bags. To insert the seat into the kayak, turn it 90 degrees, then back again. Note the shape of the brackets that hold the TRAK seat in place. These brackets engage with the seat pillars here. The TRAK seat offers many options for customization in the backband positioning. Secure the backband cord, which runs behind the seat pillars and through the clam cleats located on each side of your coaming. Also attach the provided bungee and 2 buckles at the top of your large red rib. Once the seat is secured, your TRAK is considered fully assembled and is nearly ready to paddle. Before heading out, we still need to outfit your kayak for the scenario you find yourself in. If paddling solo, in cold water, or in rough conditions, you may choose to use a sea sock to minimize the amount of water that may enter your kayak during a capsize and re-entry. The sea sock is optional, but adds redundancy when used in combination with your flotation bags. Before fitting the sea sock, make sure your cockpit is comfortable, your back band is firm, and your foot pegs are in the correct position, with the outside of your legs coming in contact with the hull of the kayak. Once your cockpit is ready, insert the sea sock into the cockpit and wrap it around the coaming, starting with the seam at the back. Before getting on the water, take time to familiarize yourself with the sea sock on land, especially if it's your first time using one. We recommend lifting the edge of the sea sock seal on the coaming to burp excess air from within the kayak. This will create a vacuum seal that helps to hold the sea sock in position during an exit. You'll notice that the sea sock also offers optional attachment points, which can be fixed to the bow frame before inserting it into the skin. This is ideal for those practicing or learning advanced maneuvers such as rolling and surfing when frequent wet exits are common and expected. In addition to our optional sea sock, we recommend wearing a TRAK custom spray deck. This spray deck features a resealable hole, allowing you to adjust your keel jack, grab a snack, or use your bilge pump without removing the spray deck entirely. And of course, always paddle with an approved personal flotation device, and never leave the shore without your bilge pump, a buoyant rescue line or throw rope, and a paddle float, especially if paddling solo. For more pro tips and expert level instruction on paddling technique, rescues, expedition outfitting, and more, check out our Kayak Foundations series on YouTube and on our website at trakkayaks.com/foundations.